So I'm on record being very critical of financial institutions like Navy Federal and other small local banks and credit unions as being foundational institutions at best and not being sufficient enough institutions to truly grow with you as you advance your personal and small business finances to meet the demands and challenges of the crazy economic system that we're in. What I mean by that is essentially that these financial institutions are great foundational baselines for you to grow your finances, develop your credit, polish your financial skills, your acumen. But at the end of the day, if you truly want to be in a position where you can be financially secure or potentially even financially free, you're going to have to go much deeper than Navy Federal and similar institutions to accomplish that. I'm about to let you listen to one of the most prominent real estate investors in America describe to you the economic circumstances that we're in and how he's handled those economic circumstances. And then we're going to get back into the context of this video.
I have a real estate company with about 10,000 apartments, and we have a saying, do what the Fed does. So I'm going to show you how I use the Federal Reserve to build massive amounts of wealth. So the first thing is you need to understand why. Why is it that I would want to go into massive debt? But what I really want you to focus on is the first thing here, which is the US national debt, which gets talked about a lot. The first thing I want you to do is take a look at the US national debt, which is here, which is over $35 trillion. So what does that mean to you? What it means is that if you have a family of 4, you can clearly see that this is about $104,000 per citizen. So that means that every household right now with a family of 4 owes a little over $400,000 today. This is money that the US owes to people that are living in the United States today. The first one, of course, is Social Security, then you got Medicare, and you got a whole big category called unfunded liabilities that are lots of different things. But you can see that it's right around $650,000 per citizen. So what that means is the same family of 4, that's about $2.5 million of unfunded liabilities that's owed to future generations, plus the $400,000 that's owed because of the national debt. That means each family of 4, each household is close to about $3 million in debt based on somebody else. In this particular case, we have a central bank that can print and pay for all of these things, which is precisely the point of this video and precisely the reason that I'm getting into debt now. Because as the US continues to print to pay for all these unfunded liabilities, all this debt and all these deficits, then what will happen is the dollar will continue to devalue and we will experience inflation as we start to pay for these things.
So if what you just heard doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. What was essentially laid out is absolute devastation, economically speaking, for all of us as Americans that don't learn how to play this game on a high enough level to outpace the economic challenges that are being presented in front of us. Unfortunately, due to the way this economic system works and the way our government has been functioning for recent decades, as you can see, there's some serious challenges facing us between inflation, taxation, and other factors that are going to perpetually lead us on a hamster wheel if we don't find ways to build businesses and acquire assets that are going to continue to inflate and grow as inflation takes over, as the value of the dollar drops, and as taxation continues to likely rise in our lifetime. What do I mean and why am I so critical of financial institutions like Navy Federal on this particular topic? I want to be abundantly clear. Anybody who's paid attention to my channel, or if you're new, Navy Federal has been one of the premier financial institutions that has helped me get back on my own 2 feet through financial hardship years in the past. I am not saying that these financial institutions are not great, that they don't offer great products and tools and services, and that they can't be used to basically stabilize your personal or even small business finances to some degree. What you just saw from Kim McElroy in this video basically is me demonstrating or demonstrates on my behalf how you're gonna easily outgrow and outpace the Navy Federals of the world. Mind you, Navy Federal is the largest credit union in the United States, and they're still only the equivalent of a mid-size, a larger community bank in the private banking sector as a comparable, basically. They are the equivalent size of a bank that might be in 5 to 10 different states in this country. They're a relatively small financial institution at scale. And when you're talking about getting your financial house in order, order, acquiring assets at the level that we're talking about, like Kim McElroy with tens of thousands of doors of rental real estate, for instance. Not saying that that's something that everybody has to do, but for any of us that plan on being financially secure or potentially financially free in the future, you're going to have to get into either business ownership and or various forms of investing like real estate. Real estate pays you in multiple ways, many of which keep up with or potentially outpace stuff like inflation. Real estate can pay you from income generation through rents, it pays you through mortgage paydown, it pays you in tax benefits, and it pays you in appreciation. When you own real estate, as the economy shifts, as demand shifts, inflation is likely going to push the valuation of a lot of different forms of real estate up. This is why it's important to invest in real estate and honestly even stocks as well to buffer the boiling effect that we are going to experience and experiencing now and going to experience in the future from the economic and these fiscal decisions made by our government and even large corporations that has put us as consumers and everyday Americans and small business owners in a situation where all of the goods and services that we depend on a daily basis are getting more expensive. And on top of that, insurance and taxes are continuing to go through the roof. So Navy Federal is going to be the type of institution that you're going to build or rebuild your credit with. They have the kind of product lineup, the access to credit limits and other financial tools with low to no documentation that will allow you to put your financial house in order to get back on your feet or to expand your existing healthy financial habits on a personal and small business side. Navy Federal has limited business products, especially business lending. They have one business credit card that goes up to $25,000 as a maximum lending. I believe they may have like a line of credit or a business loan, but they don't have very much for business products. It's the same thing with real estate loans or mortgage lending around real estate rental properties. Navy Federal is not going to be the institution that you're going to build out a 10, 20, 30, 50, or 100 unit portfolio or 100 home portfolio of real estate with, because they just don't have the capacity to satisfy that. That is why it's important to use these financial institutions as the building blocks to get in the door and build a healthy rapport and great presentation for the larger and alternative financial institutions that are going to actually meet that scale and demand. So when you think about these Chase Banks of the world, the Bank of Americas of the world, even to some degree the American Expresses that are rolling out more and more business lending products rather, this is the type of framework you want to take. You want to start with the Navy Federals and equivalent financial institutions, build your data points up there and graduate your credit, graduate your access to capital, graduate your cash flow management, your savings, etc. into these larger institutions that are going to be able to actually help you build out that 10, 20, 30, 50 unit portfolio of real estate and other asset classes that you're going to want to get into in order to protect yourself financially and your legacy for yourself and your family financially going forward. If you try to just stick out a W-2 job without investing in any assets, without owning real estate, without getting into the stock market on a healthy and effective level, or starting or growing a small business of your own, the vast majority of you are going to be wiped out. That is just the reality. It is not sustainable based on our economic system and how it functions as of now. The dollar is constantly fighting to maintain any level of value. If you want to not only survive, but actually thrive through this chaos, you're going to have to build relationships with financial institutions that are going to be the key to true and authentic wealth building and a healthy financial legacy that is going to create true security and freedom for yourself and your family. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about what was shown from Kim McElroy in his commentary. Comment down below and let me know what you think about Navy Federal as the institution of a foundational basis, or do you disagree? Do you think Navy Federal can reach higher levels of scale as your needs expand financially? I want you to comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic. For all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. I want each of you to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you can support this channel and this channel can continue to support and reinvest back into you. Okay, before we get back on top, you have some excess capital that your bank's no longer paying you that same return on. Now the interest rates are down and you're looking for a stable, purposeful, and profitable place to invest your money. What if I told you can support one of your favorite content creators while still earning a respectable return on your money? Yeah, that's right. The platform sponsoring this video is called Oversubscribe. It's a SEC regulated platform that's connecting the audience and the creator like never before. It's an opportunity for you to invest in this channel and share in the profitability in this channel as it grows. There's no commitment right now, but there's a link in the description. You want to learn more? Fill out the quick form and let's get in motion. To all my pioneers, I want each and every one of you to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.